Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, everyone, wherever you are joining us from in the world. Welcome to day 5 of the Excel track or sprint in this program. In our last class, we dive into sorting, filtering, and advanced filtering. We're supposed to take data validation, but unfortunately, time did not permit us to do that. So today we'll be looking at data validation. If we have time, we'll also look at conditional formatting. Do not forget, if you have any question, drop it on the chat box or you unmute your mic and ask the question. All right, thank you. Without wasting our time, let's dive into what we have for today, starting with data validation. I'll open my spreadsheet. So this as well, the data we'll be using today. But for data validation, we might not really use this, or we can use this, right? So for us to use this, I would edit this data so we can have something like, okay, let's say this is what milk, cookies, produce, bread, right? For the product. And the customers we have here, we have Supermart, we have Food Mart, Genop Mart, Mega Mart, Mini Mart, and Supermart. Okay, so I'll pick this data and keep it somewhere. Then we'll set a validation for it. The first validation we'll set is the list, right? So I'll set validation or custom validation for this. In so that whenever you are coming here or you want to enter data, you don't need to type it. You just pick from the list available. So to do that, let me first let's say I want to view unique data that we have here, unique record that we have here. So I'll filter. Let me say I should filter, add filter here. Let's see if it will work. Data. I have a filter already here. Advanced filter. Go down to filter. All right, let me not use advanced filter. Let me just copy the data that we have here. This is what I'll copy cookies and put it here. I'll copy bread, put it here. Okay, bread, copy, put it here. Milk, copy, put it here. I'll copy what again? Produce, and put it here. What is remaining? How many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's all here. That's all we have for products, right? Or produce. This product or produce, products. So let me rename this produce with another thing. Instead of having produce, let us call it something else. What do you think we should give the name? We should give it something like, let's say floor. So I will search under home tab. I will do what? Find and replace. I'll use find and replace to find what? I want to find produce. I want to find produce. Then I want to replace it with something. Replace it with, what else we should replace it with? We should replace it with floor, right? Replace it with floor, like this. I said find all. So we have all this, then replace all. All done. 49 replacement done. All right. So now instead of having produce, we're not having what? We're not having floor. Okay. You see, even here it has been replaced with floor. So here I can also copy. Okay, weekdays. We can have Monday. Let's use the weekday too. We have Monday. I'll just drag down Monday, Tuesday to Sunday, right? To Sunday here. I remove this. Okay, so this is what we'll have. I want us to use these 4 things here. And when we get to supermart, mega mart, food mart. Okay, first, let me even copy this one. So I paste it here. Mini mart. What's remaining is general mart and food mart. General mart, food mart. Let me paste it here. Okay, and I can copy it and move it to another location. I move it this way to another location here. So this way I will keep it because of this place. Or I can remove this data here because we're no longer using it. Or I can just leave it. We don't need this here for now. But let me just leave it here. All right. So now I will clean this data. I'll remove the whole of this, right? I will hold my control, then my control shift, down arrow key. So I'll remove the data to the end. I remove this one, delete. Then Monday to Tuesday and all of that. I hold my control key, move down. All right, before we do this, let me try to have a copy of this data. Because this is our data. Let me have a copy of this data first. So I want to copy this filter. I right click and say move, create a copy, move to here. Just create a copy of the filter for me. So I have a copy of the filter here. So this is the one we'll make use of, right? So I'll highlight this way, down, I delete. Same with Monday to Friday, I do delete. So I'll rename this one and call it, let's call it what? Data validation. I rename this, call it data validation. Data validation. Remember how to rename? You right click and we rename this. All right, so instead of you entering data manually like this, we want to create a drop-down list. So to do that, where do we go to? I go to data. From data, I look for data validation. With consolidation. So I think this is my data validation. You can see it here. After text to column, we have data validation. In your own spreadsheet, it might be written boldly, data validation here. Here is what remove duplicate, while here is flash fill. Okay. So I'll use data validation. I click on data validation, right? Click on data validation. And here, these are the validations we have. This is setting, input, and error alert. So we'll start with the setting. I said we want to create a drop-down list, right? We want to create a drop-down list. So allow what? Any value. That's not what I want. I want what? A list. I have a list here. I select a list. So you say ignore blank in cell drop down. So I can choose this drop down. It's marked already, right? Meaning we can use drop down. So here, since it is a list, it is not between anything. So here I can choose the source of my list. These are the source of my list, right? These are the source of my list. Here I have these cookies. So it depends on where I want the validation, right? I want the validation to be here in this very cell. You see, it has been highlighted. Cell what? P2, right? Okay, now, what is the source of my list? That is what? Customer. The customers we have are mini mart, general mart, food mart, mega mart, and supermart. So instead of me typing it manually, I can actually type it here that, okay, food mart, general mart, and all of that. But now, I want to come and pick it here. So I'll click on this arrow up here. So it will open this for me. I'll come and select this, highlight it, and stay click on this. What do you see here? This is Q14 to Q what? 18. Q18, Q14 to Q what? 18. All right. I click the arrow bar. We have the reference here. So I've referenced these very cells. These are the one where it will pick what the list for me. I say apply this changes to all other cells with the same setting. So I can apply the changes that way. I select this, right? But first, let us insert the input. The input is what you will see. The title should be what? Maybe customer, right? I can leave it customer, right? This is the customer. So the input, I say pick a customer. Pick a customer, right? Customer from the list. From the list, right? So this is to make it user-friendly. Anybody that pick it should be able to know, anybody that over the cell should be able to know what the cell is about. So you not just feel, okay, this is blank, what do I do? With this clear message, pick a customer from the list. You don't need to come and type the customer manually, right? So here, this is the error alert. Error alert. I will set it to stop. We can give it stop or warning or information. When I say stop, it means if you enter any data that is not on the list, it will reject it. It will stop you automatically, right? If I give you a warning, it will tell you the data you entering or you've entered, it is not a right data. Do you want to proceed? You can either proceed or enter the right data. That word, a warning. Then information can be like, for you to enter this data, this is what you do, this and that. But I want this stop so that once you try to enter data that is not on the list, you will not be able to enter it. So here, what will be the title of the error? I say data validation, right? Data, you can give it anything. Data validation, right? You must pick from the list. You must pick a customer from the list. So you must pick a customer from the list. Then if I've checked everything and it's okay, what do? I click OK. So now, let me click outside. So here, you not see anything, right? But when you over the cell, what do you see? Customer. Pick a customer from the list, right? So we have a drop-down list here. You only need to just come and pick what? Super food mart or pick general mart or anything. So now I have this. I need to copy what I've done here across all the cells, right? So first, let me go back. I don't have anything here. So let me copy this across the format I've done. So if you come here, you see the same thing, right? So I can do that to the rest of the cell. What I need to do is to use the fill handle. I copy down. Okay, this is the end. So anywhere I enter, instead of me typing manually, what do? I use this and pick something. Use this and pick something. Any question?
Not yet.
Okay, please write on. Ask the question or your question. I'm with you.
He said not yet.
Oh, not
We
yet.
don't have.
Okay. All right. So now let's try to enter something that is not on the list, like Genesis, right? Genesis, I enter. What do you see? Data validation. You must pick a customer from the list. So it means you cannot enter any data that is not here. And why is this data validation important to us as people who use spreadsheet or data analysts? It is very, very important when we are trying to collect data, for instance, or when we are trying to filter people. Let me say we want to collect data that is important to us. So that people will not enter any kind of data they want. It must be what we want. For instance, if I ask you to give us a rating, the rating I want could be a number between 0 and 5, right? So you want to come and write very good. I don't need very good as a string. I just need a number, right? That's rating. You can come and read me very good. But here, I'll say rate us. You come and read very good. While what I need is what? Just a number between 0 and 5 or 0 to 10. Do you understand? Another one, I want you to enter your age or your date of birth, and I have the date of birth format I need. The day, the month, and the year. You may want to come and write the year, the date, and the month. It will not work. Or the month, the day, the year. Do you understand? When you enter that such a data, it will not correspond to what I want. Then the data validation will stop you automatically. You will not be able to enter that data here. You need to enter the right data. Or I want to screen people out that the only person or set of persons that can fill this form are people between age 5 and age 10. So you that you are not, your age is above or below 5 and above 10, you will not be able to enter your date of birth here or your age here. Because automatically, when you want to pick age above or below the range, it will not accept the input, right? So let us try. Let us use another one, still on the list, still on list. So here we have cookies, bread, milk, right? So instead of highlighting it this way, let's try to type it manually. So I go back, data validation here. What do I want? I want list. From any value, I pick list, right? So the list, I type it. I type what? Cookies. Cookies, right? Cookies, comma, bread, comma, milk, comma, and what? Flour. I need flour, right? So with this, I can give the input again. I give a title, say product. Product is my title. Pick a product. Pick a product from the list. From the list, right? Okay. Under error, I say this time around, it should not be a stop. It should be what? A warning. It will give you a warning like this. All right. The title is data validation. Data validation. You are encouraged, right? It means encouraged. Or you should endeavor to pick a product. To pick a product from the list. From the list. Okay, when I say this kind of validation, if I was supposed to pick something like milk cookies or anything. So let me enter something like mentor here. Mentor. And so, okay, what they say, you should endeavor to pick a product from the list. It will ask you continue. If you say yes, it will accept the mentor. But in this other side, or on the product column or customer column rather, if I enter anything that is not on the list, it will not accept it. I enter. It's telling me you must pick a customer from the list. There is no way to accept it. It will not accept it. If I want to retry, it will never accept it. You see, you can never enter something that is not there. If I cancel it, it will return back. But here, it can accept an input that is not part of what the validation. But it must give you what? A warning, right? For instance, you are to enter email address, right? In this very column. Then you enter something that's not email address. It will give you a warning that, oh, you are supposed to enter email address soon. If you enter something that is not email address, we will not be able to reach out to you, right? So it is left for you now to enter a wrong data because a warning has been given that you're not supposed to enter wrong data. Is that understood?
Yes.
Okay. The same thing here. Let's try to, let's say if I change this to age, where we have weekday here, if I change this to age, let us try another one. data validation, we say the people we need are people between age something and age something. So in any value here, I choose a decimal number or a whole number, right? Or I choose time, I choose text length. Okay, let's say if we have people's name, you know, some people, their name can be like a sentence. People that used to answer compound names. I can say the validation here that your name should not be more than, the length of your name should not be more than 20 characters. Then when you come and type a name that is very long, it is advisable for you to reduce or shorten the name. So that, because the more you type, the longer your string, that's the more space it will be consuming in our database or storage, right? So to avoid that, to minimize that, what do? We accept characters that are less than or equal to 20, right? Okay, you were given an essay to write and submit online. They say the word count should not be more than 200. Then you wrote above 200. You see that when you try to submit, it will reject it. That's data validation. So that you don't come and write plenty things. And again, we say it should not be less than 200 words. You wrote 199. You will not be able to submit because why? There is a validation that the length of your essay should not be less than 200 or should not be more than 2,000. So anything that falls outside the criteria or the range will not work. The validation will reject it. So that's what data validation. All right. In this case, we need age between age 10 and age 20. Right? Okay, let's say we want to hire people to play in our team. So anybody that is above 30 years, okay, no, let me leave that. Let's use INEC, for example. If you want to vote in an election, the criteria in Nigeria is that you must be 18 years and above, right? So if you are below 18 years, you'll not be able to vote, right? So let's use that. I use whole number. Of course, we need whole number. If you say you are 19.9 years, you'll not be able to vote. So I mean 17.9 years, you'll not be able to vote. So now I have between what, right? Between, I said equal to or greater than or equal to. So I'll use what? Greater than or equal to 18 years, right? Greater than or equal to 18 years. So the minimum here is what? 18. So you must be greater than 18 or equal to what? 18 years. Here is the input. I say enter age here. Or let's say age, right? Enter your age. Enter your age. Then error should be what? Stop. Data val or anything. Or we can just say input error. Anything you want to use. Input what? Error. Input error. Sorry. Input error. You must, okay, let's just say enter a whole number, right? Whole number between from 18 and above. From 18 years and above. All right. So if I say, okay, I have a validation here, enter an age, let us enter 17 years. Bam, it rejected. Enter a whole number from 18 years and above. You cannot enter anything below that, right? You can never, you cancel. So if you are 18 years, it will accept it. 18, accepted, right? 19 years, accepted. So let us try to enter 18.5. It will reject it because why? The validation was set to whole number. So we should not have age in decimal. Do you all understand? If there's any question,
Yes.
all right. But if there's any question, you can ask your question. So this is for age. This is for age. We can have another validation, right? Another validation that is, let's check, under the email address. Let's say your email address should not be more than something, right? So we check the validation here. Input settings. I say we should custom it, not custom. We use text length, right? So text length, the text length should be between or greater than or less than something, right? So we can say your email address should not be less than 5 characters and should not be more than 20 characters. So you can use between. Where is it? Not between, right? So the between, I'll set the minimum to be 5 and the maximum value you can enter. Let's keep it at 30, right? So we say, okay. Remember the title input, you set that by yourself. We say, okay, stop. Now, let's try to enter email address like something like this. Add something like this. Enter. It will not accept it, right? Well, let's say email address like something like this. Okay, let's say Amaha at Gmail or Yahoo Mail.com. Enter. It accepted it, you see. So if I have another one, let's say Amaha Iban Amaha Iban Amaha Genesis at yahoo.com at yahoo.com and I enter. It accepted it, right? So what the length of this? If I want to check for the length of this, what do we use to check the length? The formula we can use to check the length is what? Len, right? Equal to len, open bracket, h3. So we check for the length of h3 and enter. It's 32 characters, right? 32 characters. So why did it accept the 32 characters? So let us check again the validation if it was correct. I check the validation, data validation, and what's the validation here? The setting. That should be between the maximum should be 30, the minimum is 30, and that was text length. So it shouldn't accept something that is greater than 30 because the maximum is 30. Minimum is 5. Okay. Don't forget that we have not applied validation here on this very cell. So if I should apply validation here, it will not work. There's no validation here. Here there is a validation. Here there is no validation. So let us copy it across. All right. So now if I try to enter anything here now, let us enter the same thing. Amaha Iban Genesis at yahoo.com. I enter. It accepted it, right? It's a validation here. Let's check the text length first. Equal to length of h2. I close my bracket, enter. So here it's not even accepting the formula. Okay, equal to length of h2. Close my bracket. It's 28, right? That's why it accepted it. So if I come back here and add something, say Bamaha Genesis this, and I enter, it's not accepting it. because the length is above 30. Do you get? So this value doesn't match the validation or the data validation restriction defined for this cell. You know, this is not communicating any message to the user. It is not user-friendly. So for you to make it user-friendly, you can actually type the error message, right? And tell the user what the user is expected to enter so that the user will not just be roaming about doing trial and error. Do you get? So you could actually tell the user, okay, this is what I want you to enter. Don't enter that word, so that it will be user-friendly. All right, any question on data validation? Any question? Let me check if we have any other one we've not used that I think it's important. All right, any question? You can also choose a particular date if you want. Like this custom now, I can also custom it using formula, right? Okay, let me custom one here. Let's say if we have amount here, I can say the amount should not be less than 200. Or I can just say, of course, it's almost the same thing like what we have here, greater than or less than. So if this is amount, right? And I will say the validation using custom validation. I can just say this to custom. Here, I should enter the formula. If I have a formula type somewhere, I can use it or enter a formula and say equal to what? Let me say if I want to check another cell, I will say, okay, one cell must be greater than something for it to enter like this. I don't even know. Okay, let's say it should take input of another cell. So that I don't even know if it will work. Equal to, let's say, I or J2. Equal to J2, right? J2 must be greater than 3. Let's just try it and see if it will work for us. Let's try it and see if it will work for us. So this is J2, right? So if I try to enter something here, let me enter something like this. It worked for the amount 6, Abby. It worked for me. So let me have J2 here. J2 to be 1. And enter something here. Value. You see, it does not work, right? So this is used when we are trying to set a restriction that for you to be promoted to the next class, you must score above 50, right? So when you score above 50, you can enter your name here or the amount. Let's say you want to pay school fee, but you will not pass a particular course. So for you to pay school fee, the criteria is that you must pass above the average. And the average is what? Maybe 50, right? So if you don't pass above 50 here, you have your score in this place or anywhere here, and you want to come and pay your school fee, you will not be able to pay your school fee, enter your school fee, right? Because you will not pass the required mark we need. Do you understand? That's using what? Custom validation. For you to enter here, something must happen the other side. Let's say your average score for JAM, or what JAM needs, the average score or the minimum score for JAM is 250. So for you to be able to register or to enter your name in post UTME, your JAM score must be more than what? 200. Now you want to apply for medicine and surgery, right? So the minimum cutoff point for medicine and surgery, let's take it to be 200, right? So you will now enter your JAM score first when you want to apply to a particular school online. Then when you enter your JAM score, if your JAM score is less than 200, you will not be able to submit here or enter your name here. If you enter your name, it will reject it that your JAM score is less than what? 200. So let's try that and see here. If this is to be our amount, or let's leave this to be I'm just assuming, let's assume that this is enter anything, post UTME, post UTME, right? Then this should be our jam score. Let me clear this for us. I do what? I use clear, clear all, okay? So this cell here, J2, is our jam score. This is where you should enter your jam score. After you enter your jam score, you enter the amount of money that you need to pay for what? The application form. So you must first enter your jam score. The validation you check will check your jam score. If it is what? Above 200, you'll be able to enter the amount, submit the amount to get your post UTME form, right? So it is, I can validate, set the validation here. Okay, set the validation here. So now back to data validation. Data validation, I said what? J2 must be greater than 200 for you to be able to proceed. Now, let me give it an input. I say enter amount here. Enter amount. Enter or amount. I should say this as what? Amount. Then the input message should be enter amount here. Enter amount here. Enter amount here. Then the data validation should be what? This is not qualified. Not what? Qualified. Not qualified. Qualified. Then here I will give it your jam score or jam score must be 200 and above to be qualified. So let's see. I have this already. So I said this, okay. Now, here, this J2, I write here, jam score. Here to be what? Jam score. Jam score. All right. I'll color this. This is blue. So here, this is where you should enter your jam score. I can also set this as I can also validate this, right? That you should enter a whole number here. So first, before you enter anything here, you need to first enter here. So I can set a validation here to that you should enter a whole number here. So let's try that and see. Enter what? A whole number. Invalid input. Invalid input error. This should give us invalid input. Enter a whole number. Enter a whole number only. A whole number only, right? Then message here should be enter your jam score or jam score. Jam score. Jam score. Enter your jam score here. Your jam score here, right? I said that. Okay. So now here we have a validation here. Let me check the validation again. Input message is enter amount here. Okay. For your post UTME application. For okay, enter. Anyway, let's leave it this way here. Any question? So
my coach.
Yes, sir.
Hello, I have good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, when you were entering the email address,
Yes.
you entered the first you entered at the first line.
Okay.
So when you entered the one that has 32 characters, it is accepted, whereas the restriction was it must be 30 characters.
Okay, yes.
Now, do you validate each each cell before entering a data or a text?
Okay, yes, sir. You know, I only validated cell, I only validated cell H2. The validation was not applied to H3. And it was H3 that I entered the email
H2, yeah.
address whose length was 32. And it accepted it because I've not copied the validation down. So if I enter here,
Okay.
I need
Before
to,
you could before
right now, sir.
okay. Okay. If you want to the validation to apply to all the sheets, what do you do?
You copy the reference like this. We have enter amount here. You can see it, right? Then in cell E3, there is no validation. If I want the validation I've done here to be applied to the rest of the cells in that range or the data, what do? I
Yeah.
had to copy this down. I drag down using what? The fill handle.
Okay.
You know the fill handle copy reference. You can now see
Yeah.
that the rest of the cells, they have what? The validation applied.
Okay. Okay. Understood, sir.
All right, sir. So we copy across the rest of the cells. Okay, now I want to enter a particular amount here, right? For post-UTME. Enter amount, let's say, enter something like this. It will accept it, right? Because I've not entered jam score here. But you must enter jam score in this place for you to even proceed to this point, right? So let me enter jam score here and say this is 50. And what happened? Let's enter here something like this and see. It will not accept it. Your jam score must be, I was supposed to put B here, must be 200 and above to be qualified. You see, so because the jam score here is less than 200, it will not accept it, right? Will it accept it? No. So let's check if there was a stop here or just information. I put this, it rejects it, I have to retry. It will not accept it. I cancel it, will not accept it. You see, right? So parameter, let's change this to, let's say 200. 200. But I say greater than 200. Don't forget the validation was greater than 200 and not just 200. So let's try to enter input here and see if it will accept it. It will not accept it because the validation was what? Greater than 200. So if I change this to 201 or 10, right? We can enter data here and see this is something like this. It accepted, right? So that's how we can use custom validation. Custom validation. Any question? Any question?
Hello.
Hello, sir.
Hello, my coach. You mean custom validation gives
Yes,
a
sir.
restriction? Okay. What other sort of validation do we have?
Okay, I didn't get your question about the custom validation.
I said, does the custom validation gives a restriction? That is, that this criteria must be met before this could be achieved or something like that.
Yes, actually, all the validation have restrictions in them, right? All the validation have restrictions in them. But the custom validation is saying what the custom validation is doing now. What I use it now is like it will give reference to another cell or another data, right? Now, for you to, like, now there's already a restriction here that you should enter a whole number here in this validation, but the whole number is subject to input from another cell. Do you get? Now the validation here is whole number already, but is subject to input of another cell. If the input of another cell or the criteria on another cell is not met, this other one, whether or not you enter whole number, it will not accept it.
Okay.
Yes, actually, it is resting or depending on the criteria of another cell or another requirement somehow. Because here, it's just the requirement is just that you should enter a whole number here. That was the validation. Let's check it again. The validation is what? Enter amount here. What was the validation? Okay. The validation here is J2 must be greater than what? 200. That's the requirement. So whether or not, whatever you enter here, it doesn't matter. But that this other cell must be greater than what? 200 for you to be able to enter something here.
Okay.
Yes. So even if this is not amount, we can enter anything we like. Let us enter a name here, like Amaha Genesis. So it depends on what we want to put here. Amaha Genesis. It will still accept it provided this other cell is greater than what? 200. So let me erase this and enter here as something say 190. Then I should try to enter my name here again. Amaha Genesis. And enter. It will not accept it. Okay, even if we don't want to use amount here, let's say we want to enter our name, right? To create our profile here on the site. So, but the criteria for us to be able to create a profile on the school database or in the school database, right, is that we must score above 200 in our JAM for us to create a profile, a Pututemi profile. So the profile, whatever, whether they collect email address or phone number, you must first score what? 200, and I mean above 200 here for you to enter data here. I guess that's clear.
Yes.
All right, thank you very much. Mentor, do you have any question?
Not really.
Are you understanding it?
I'm following up.
Are you understanding? Not just for those. If you don't understand, you let us know.
No, let's continue.
Are you sure?
Hmm.
All right. So here, I have some data here that we want to use conditional formatting. The next thing we'll be looking at is what? Conditional formatting, right? So the first conditional formatting we use is what? Highlight cell rule. Highlight cell rule. So I have this that we want to use for the word conditional formatting. So let's say highlight numbers greater than, highlight values greater than 15. So I created this to help us to make the work smooth for us, right? Okay. So highlight cells greater than 12 or greater than 15, right? So I will highlight the whole of this, then go to data. From data, I go to where? Where is this? Where is that? Okay, I think it's home tab. Yes, home. Return back to home, not data, sorry. Return back to home. Under style or styles, we have what? Conditional formatting here. So we click on the drop down to see the conditional formatting that we have. We have highlight cell rule. We have top, bottom rules. We have data bar, color scale, icon sets, and new rules we can apply. All right, first, let's check highlight cell rule. What do we want to achieve? We want to highlight values that are greater than 15. Greater than, right? We use greater than and not less than. Don't forget. So now we need to give what? We need to specify value greater than what? Now say value greater than 15 and not 11 point something. Value greater than 15. Okay. So any value that is greater than 15 will be highlighted. If a value is 15, will it highlight it? Let's change this to 15 and let's see if it will highlight it. Don't forget the greater than, the difference between greater than and greater than or equal to. This is 15. The rule we set is that it should be greater than 15. So even 15 will not be highlighted because it does not fall within the range. Do you understand? All right. So what is the next one here? We have an exercise here. They said greater than the 300, right? May something something. Okay. When something is greater than this, between, I think this is confusing already. Greater than, between. Okay, greater than this. This date is not it. Greater than 300, 39,300 and something. It should be what? Green color, right? Then date between this word 1st May to 1st May, I think 1997 to what? 1st September 1997, 2007 rather. All right. Then less than this. Okay, it should be red. So we can check the data here and see. The data we have here has no date. So definitely we'll not be able to use this date between. It will not work. The data we have here has no date. So let's try to highlight. Then here we say greater than 70 green, between 20 to 69 blue, and less than 20 should be red. All right. So let's say I have a task that we should complete. Then I said if you have between 20 and 90 or 69, that's you are within the range, you will not fire you, right? But if you do greater than 70, right? If you meet a task or go extra mile to get over 70, let's say names, we are looking for names or want to open bank account for people. I am a marketer or I'm the director in the marketing department. I say, okay, if you give us in this month, you must give us people between 20 to 69, right? People must open accounts from you or with you. We need 20 persons to 69. That's the requirement. But if you give us above 70, we'll incentivize you. If you give us above 70, we'll do what? Incentivize you, give you incentives. But if you give us less than, if you open account less than 20 accounts, we'll query you, right? So how do we achieve that? How do we achieve that? We have two things here. This is the one we'll use for the 70 or above. Then we'll use this other one for this and this, right? Let us remove this one here because there's no date here. I think I've mistakenly removed the date. First, let's start with this. So we said if it is greater than 70, let it show us what? Green color. So I highlight. You first highlight, then go to conditional formatting, highlight cell row. The first one we are looking at something greater than what? 70. I say greater than 70, you should give us green color. So here I will choose the color and say dark green. Do we have dark green? Yes, dark green. I say okay. So anyway, I see dark green. I say, oh, this person is doing well, right? Okay. Then I still highlight the same data. And apply conditional formatting. This conditional formatting is saying between 20 and 69. The color should be blue, right? Between, and I'll use between. Between what? 20, and what? 69. 69. What should be the color? The color should be blue. Do we have blue color here? Dark yellow, red. We don't have blue here. Custom format, red border. Okay. Let's use yellow. Dark yellow. Okay. But we can get blue color there. I think we'll look for it. Then we highlight again. Come here. Give it what? Less than. Highlight 0. Less than 20. When it's less than 20, give us right. But let's check. Let's custom it to check if we can have other colors here. Okay, then we have font here. We have color here. So we can actually get blue color here. Right? We can get blue color here. Okay, no, I think it should be under field. Under field, blue color. All right. Okay. Can you see the blue color? So we'll go back and change the other row. Let me undo. We change this one between 20 to 69. Between 20 to 69. 69. Give us color. And what should be the color? Custom fill. We choose blue. Right? And okay. So we have blue. Right? This 25 blue, 50 blue. Right? You are still on the right track. Then let's return back. Okay. Still there. The last rule is saying less than 20. That is right. Anyway, I see red, I know that, okay, this one is less than 20. So let's fire this person or let's query the person. So I don't need to go through all the data. What my target should be what I'm looking for. I want to see the people that are on track. Once I see blue, I know that you're on track. Once I see red, I know that, oh, this one is below the requirement or what we expect of him. Then when I see green, I know, okay, I need to incentivize these persons. Do you understand? So that what highlight cell rule. Highlight cell rule. So let us check this one again. This one is in between something. So let's leave the date here out of it. Date out of it. Now, greater than this very value, less than this very one. Okay, I will highlight this together. So this highlight rule, you get to appreciate it when you are trying to look for trends, right? Or correlation. You are looking for correlation when you're analyzing data. You are saying, is there a relationship between something and something? For instance, we said COVID-19 increases with a decrease in temperature. So we need to check places that the temperature is very low and the rate of COVID-19 cases in those regions. So if we have places, our first, what we'll be looking for is what the temperature. The second thing we'll be looking for is what the number of COVID-19 cases in that region. So for instance, in Nigeria, the temperature range is between 30 to 40 something, right? What are the number of COVID-19 cases? Are they high or low? So now I can highlight this and say, okay, this should be what? The temperature, right? And this should be the number of COVID-19 cases. So I can highlight the temperature to be blue, right? It should fall from blue to red, isn't it? Or from green to red. So that's the rule. I will come here, highlight here. I come to highlight cell rule. This time around, I say highlight cell rule. I will not use highlight cell rule. Let us use color scale. I'll use color scale here. Where is it? Color scale. Same word. Apply a color gradient. Yes, no. Pick it ahead. So I use color scale like this. It should fall from blue, right? That's the green having the highest. to what? Red being the word, being the lowest, right? Or red being the highest temperature. So let's check here. So for me to do that, I need to first sort this in ascending order. I'll come here and sort my data in what? Ascending order. I sort ascending. So ascending is from the least to the highest, isn't it? 39,870. Here I have 39,890. Okay, ascending from smallest to the highest. 39 exactly. So this is what? This is the smallest, while the down is the highest. So I can now set my 0. Then here, the COVID-19 cases, I should also sort it from smallest to the highest too. If this is the COVID-19 case that I want to use, right? I also sort it ascending. So I will check if it is ascending, if it is yellow, 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 and this side is a particular color. If there is that flow, I will now assume or conclude that, okay, the higher the temperature, the lesser the COVID-19 cases, or the higher the temperature, the higher the COVID-19 cases. So I'll check if there's a correlation, but that's not what we are looking for. Let us highlight this and check, use what highlight 0 greater than, or I think we should not use this greater than again because we have used it already. Let's use another thing. I go to Home tab. We use color scale, or let us use this data bar. So data bar will highlight, will show the one that is higher, will have the bar will be high, but you will not appreciate it here. Let me clear formatting here. I clear format, right? So let us apply the data bar here. You appreciate it here. So you can see the data bar. The least number will have a small bar, while the highest number will have the highest bar. Do you understand? Okay, so we have this here. All right, so please ask your question. We're coming to the end of the class. You will, as you learn, explore others. I would love to use the icon set, or maybe in our next class, we'll use the icon set, and I will show you how to monitor your data in another sheet, right, using cell reference. So reference it. When we come the next, let me say in our next class, we'll do the data bar, the color scale, and icon set. Especially, I think we've done this. I'll pull a data that will be able to use correlation to see, or that will compare relationship.